Welcome to Global Risk Community Chat. Today we are joined by Alexei Sidorenko, and I'm very pleased to have you here today, Alexei. Welcome.
Thanks, Alexei.
So before we get into the topic, could you perhaps very shortly introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. I've been working in risk for the last 16 years, and I'm currently head of risk at EuroChem, which is, I think, the fifth biggest fertilizer company in the world. And at the end of August, I'm moving into the holding company role where I'll be responsible for operational investment risks and insurance across the whole group. So it's biggest coal company in Russia, biggest fertilizer company in Russia, and some electricity generation companies.
Sounds very nice. Well, also glad to hear that you are moving up in the levels as well. So could you tell us a bit more about what have you been up to lately? I see you post a lot of things, of course, as well, but I would love to hear what you are doing.
Sure. And there are two kind of major things, and we can delve into any of them in a bit more detail. But one is professionally wise. Professionally wise, I have been proving to myself, first of all, and to the shareholders, that quantitative risk analysis, or what I call risk management 2, can and does save companies a lot of money. So we ended up saving up to 70% on the cost of the company insurance, on the corporate insurance lines, just because we were doing a lot of risk analysis and communicating our risk profile, first understanding our own risk profile, and then communicating it quantitatively to the underwriters. And that's a lot of millions of dollars in savings. That covers the risk management team's budget for the next 10 years. So we've basically paid back the shareholder for the next 10 years of salaries and all the admin costs. So that's one big thing which I'm very excited about. Risk management, quantitative risk management 2 that I've been promoting saves a lot of money. And the other big thing is, of course, the Risk Awareness Week, which is an annual conference that I run together with some of the best risk management and decision-making professionals globally. And first year when it was run in 2019, we had 3,600 participants. Next year, so last year, we had 4,800 participants, and I'm trying to break the 5,000 mark participants this year. So check out the conference. The agenda is almost finalized and it's online. It's at 2021.riskawarenessweek.com.
Yes, thank you for sharing. Maybe what they can expect from the event very shortly so that we can delve into more the other topic.
Sure. It's basically me being sick and tired of all the risk management conferences where insurance companies and brokers and software vendors are trying to sell their products, and me asking all my friends and some of the best risk and decision professionals on the planet, instead of selling something, share practical case studies, actual models that they do. And this year the theme is climate and environment. So we have a lot of workshops on modeling, quantitative modeling risks in environmental issues, environmental problems. And of course, there is a whole section on cognitive biases, and there's a big section on project management, how to quantitatively model schedules and budgets for large construction and infrastructure projects.
I hear. I hope that you will get to the milestone that you want to reach. So I guess let's delve a bit more on the other topic. And could you perhaps tell us a bit more about what other risk managers then should be also focusing on, like you, to like save company money and save time and effort maybe as well?
Sure. Well, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that communicating risk profile to the outside market pays. Communicating to rating agencies, communicating risk profile to the banks and investors, communicating to the insurance companies and their underwriters, and it pays handsomely. I mean, we've saved millions of dollars in doing that. And that, I think, is the key lesson. In order to communicate the risk profile to the rest of the world, the companies or projects risk profile, you first have to understand it. And I know it sounds obvious, but I've spoken to hundreds of insurance and risk professionals over the years, and very few people actually take the effort to quantify their own risk profile, to understand their own risk profile, which to me is so sad because they're not taking advantage of all of these savings that they could be generating for their companies. So for example, we've just placed our cargo insurance and we took the effort, and it was actually, it was hilarious. I mean, we've been asking all of our insurance providers and every single global cargo broker, big cargo broker, to share with us statistics on incident data and turnovers and specific risks within the cargo transportation. And most of them struggled because they never thought of that. They don't collect that data. They don't accumulate it. They don't analyze it. And we did the analysis ourselves. So we were able to quantify what the industry risk profile looks like and why our individual risk profile is significantly better than the industry average. And that was our business case, that we thought that our price should be different from the average prices that cargo insurance companies offer normally in the industry. And yeah, we ended up saving like 70% of the last year's cost of the program without, we actually ended up increasing the limits without changing the deductibles or changing the quality of the cover. So we actually had, this year we had better insurance at 30% of the cost, approximately. I'm obviously simplifying the numbers a bit, but it's phenomenal. And the biggest takeaway is you have to do the homework. You have to do the hard mathematical risk analysis to be able to offer something to the market and to prove your business case to the market. Very few companies on the planet do that, if any.
Yeah, but that sounds really crazy, that amount of difference with just changing or like applying a different method. It sounds very crazy. So then
it kind of is that nobody does that, which is bizarre. Yeah. It was to me completely bizarre why everybody is not doing that.
So since we are coming a little bit short on our time, I will be asking one last question, and that is, do you have any comments on being a part of our community? Because I believe you have been part of our community for quite some time, as well as on the website too. So any comments?
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoy the platform because I can share all the different thoughts and ideas and articles. And that case study, just that case study on saving money on insurance, it will be a case study discussed at the Risk Awareness Week. So make sure you tune in and watch it, and we'll promote it more to the global risk community. And I'll publish an article around it as well, kind of outlining. And if anybody is familiar with the Risk Academy blog, which I've been running for the last few years, I try to publish kind of step-by-step articles on what we do. So this will be yet another article, and I hope people benefit from it.
Yeah, sounds very nice. Well, then in that case, I thank you so much again for being part of our community, as well as joining us today in this call. I think it was very insightful. I wish we could go more in depth, but yeah. So thank you so much.
Stay tuned. More at the Risk Awareness Week.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well. Thank you.